Hey guys, hey Northgard community, this is Orpheus Deluxe and today I'm going to show you how to mod Northgard since DLMBX and me are the only guys who probably know how to do that. We wanted to share that with you because it's easy, it's doable in 5 minutes and you only need these two things around here. The first thing is an editor file, which credit actually goes to Alan from 2015 who built this for Evoland 2. We're gonna be reusing this and it will just work as fine. The second thing we're gonna need is this website. I'm gonna put the link into the Discord as well as this editor file, depending on where to use it, or into the video description. You're gonna click on QuickBMS and download into here, yeah, or something where you'd like, so you get this zip file. It doesn't matter if you're using WinRAR, WinZip, 7-zip, it doesn't matter. We are going to go next to the Northgard folder, which is in Programs, Steam Apps, Common Northgard, where all Steam game files mostly are saved. We're gonna open two new folders. One of them is called Extracted. This is where we're gonna save our extracted files later on. And the other one is going to be called QuickBMS, so we can differentiate them and remember which one was which. We're going into QuickBMS, copy paste this into that, extract this with copy paste. Okay, so this is in there. And now we got all these files here. Now we're gonna take the Evoland file and put it into there, easy. The hardest part is done. So all we're gonna need is this now. We're going to open QuickBMS, the exe, so the executable file. It will ask us select the BMS script to use, which we luckily got around here. Where is it? It's in QuickBMS Evoland 2. Second thing, he will ask us to put an input archive. We can access some of these data by hand by just simply opening it in Editor or Notepad++ or Eclipse or something. But what we're gonna need is res.pag, which is one of the most important files. Because all the game data is stored in there, and you see it's the biggest file around here. So we're gonna extract that into, select the output folder where extracting the files, which is extracted. We're already prepared for that. This is gonna take a second. Put it in there. Now he's gonna take all these files. We can close QuickBMS and access our new created folder extracted, where all our nice files are in. I'm just gonna get a quick recap on what is in there. There are the background animations for our weather and stuff. There are our buildings with the textures and the 3D models and everything. So you can really change all of that like this. This is what it looks like technically if it's spread out on a sheet. The same is for characters, which are important later on. The animations are in here for those who want to play with the 3D objects and the berserk and stuff like this. The models itself are here, all neatly arranged. We're gonna go for Hero 2. So this is what they look like in the different colors, depending on which color you play. These are accessible by editor, these files, and these are open. You can open these with a 3D editor program. Extra is nothing special, only some files that making the ambient and stuff. You can change it here too. With some, you can explore and find out what these easy do. And these are the effects, the lightning effects and something like this, explosions and stuff are all in here. The map itself is in here with ground skins and textures. You can easily find yourself playing with this around. This is what a rock looks like if you want to take it seriously. You can change all these. We will show later on how to do that, or another video, I don't know. These are the monsters, so-called. They also got these textures, and the models and the animations are all in here. The music itself you can change here. The resources are, I don't have to say anything about that. These are another scripts These are actually the scripts that make the behavior of the things. Sound effects are also self-explanatory. I don't need to say anything about that. You will find them easily. User interface, that's one of the biggest and best folders in this game. You find the sprite sheets in here, which you can change. Some of these are actually for the bottom panel. If you select a unit, it shows in the bottom panel. Then some of these are from the top left or right, I don't know where. From the top left, yeah, bottom left, where you can access it by clicking the unit or the building in the building menu. And some of these icons are for the top panel and the lore panel. You find some campaign art here and stuff. This is what it looks like when it's not laid on top of each other. These banners, you can easily access them, change them how you like. Here are some more files which you can play around with depending on where to put these pictures into the thing. There are one more thing I wanted to show you. It was, I don't know, I think it was game ending. No, it wasn't. Oh, in campaign end game. You can actually make these back into GIFs if you're really into that. Some of them are already implemented into the Discord as emotes, so these are pretty useful. Those are the medals. They actually, oh nice, they actually put a new one in there since I looked last. I don't know which this is. I haven't played Northgard for half a year, I think. You can change the rank icons and stuff. And now we're gonna go to the most important. These are voices and weapons. Nothing to say here. But the most important file we're going to play around with is data CDB. You can access it with editor, but it's a mess, like you see. I would recommend a notepad or something. Yes, please open it again. These are the most important files you're gonna play around with if you want to balance something or change anything. With Control F you can always look for what you're searching for. We're gonna search for warrior, so we got an example. The ID is what the game refers to and name is what is displayed. Index is just the number of number 14, 15, 16, 17 and so on, you know. What does it produce? This is only important for buildings, yeah. So buildings do produce stuff and not units, because units have collection rates. The flags say if it's, I think if I recall correctly, if it's hostile or if it's user playable, if you can move it around, if you click it, if it's friendly or enemy, and if it's a unit or a building. And I thought this was flags. Group is also some of these things. Group 1 I think is unit. If I recall correctly, you can play around with these and find out on your own. Recruiting cost is changeable here. Upgrade bonus is changeable here. You can also change the description, so you can technically, if you change the sprites, the files with the model and stuff, you can actually make warrior penguins. Then you don't have to forget that you have to change the description of them. If you click a unit, there's going to be this panel in the bottom which says, oh, this warrior, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Attack damage here. There are actually some of them which have defense or movement speed. At Scout, it's pretty interesting. His value says how fast do you scout. So value here is how fast do you scout, and move speed with like you can put it all the way up to thousands. They're just going to be zooming on to over the map. It doesn't break it yet. I haven't tested the borders yet, but it's pretty interesting to get a scout on automatic with value 60 and or value 100 with movement speed 2000. The map is swoop, it is there. Yeah, this is what you're going to This is what you're going to play around most with. Other things you will find in here is the UI size, which just says which part of the sprite sheet is going to be shown on which UI panel. Also, the collection rate is somewhere. I hope so. There was some collection rate. It was called Q, I remember that. Now we have to go all the way up to the top. Start again. Q. Okay, there it is. It's in the villager, yeah. In the villager properties. Q is collection rate, if you want to change that. Resource is the food, so you can technically make a fisherman get some wood from the water and stuff. So this is real funny. The next thing is the top panel, which says where is it? So you find all kinds of stuff. ID, mine, quarry, train your villagers. These are the descriptions of the different resource panels. Then there are the descriptions on the top panel, which say, oh, this is food, you need that for the winter and stuff. Then you will find the lore. These are still descriptions of items. There are so many of them. Let's scroll some down. These are the descriptions of the map panels and the lores. Herbalism, you can change these here. You also can, if you're a bit tricky, you can change the complete lore, but it's a ton of work. So don't change it in the descriptions. +1 money for each value, clan member and stuff. You have to actually change it in bartendering value. You have to change this one here. Value and kind. These are the ones you need. So reduces environment hostility by %. Yeah, and the value is 0.1. You see, you can change the lore around here. If you scroll farther down, you can get the quests and the alerts. Yeah, depleted mine is an alert. It also says here which sound file it has to play, but I'm not sure. It's a long time ago. Here is where you can change the picture, which is shown on the screen. This is the picture that is shown on the panels, and these are the descriptions. When we scroll farther down, we're getting more and more into buildings and stuff. Let's see if we got some of them. These are the alerts. You have to do something in order to achieve something. These are still alerts. Okay, we can go farther down. Then we're going to get to the buildings, if we haven't skipped them yet. Then we got the campaign, which you can change, and so on and so on. Those every text, you can change every text of every unit that ever spoken in any campaign. So these are the proper the properties of the cinematics that play in different times. Start Great Giant Team B and stuff and so on. And in the bottom, this is only Boss Raven. These are the special ones which I haven't quite yet played around with, but these are the bosses and the heroes and stuff. And yeah, that's what you're going to play around mostly with. You can also change the bad words. This is the whole list of censored words which are taken out of the chat, so if you want to change that, feel free to do that. Those JSON DATs are pretty interesting because you can open them just like this, I think so. Yeah, everything where is JSON in the ending, you can access freely on, like server JSON, which is not in the extracted file, not in the respec. You can just change it here. It's also accessible without any special program, just an editor. It's on which server do you want to connect when you play, so you can also change this if you want to play any modded version but can't access it on the official servers. Because every change you're going to do here, important, is only for you. So if it's a cosmetic change and you're playing on an official server, it's only for you. If you're making a game change, like collection rate and you go onto the official server or on a random match, it doesn't change anything. If you're going to do a collection rate change and a cosmetic change in a hosted server, then it's for both players the same. So if I change my collection rate to 100 per villager, you as my enemy will have the same, but it only works on hosted servers, not dedicated servers. So keep that in mind if you're changing something. Cosmetics only count for you. I don't know how it behaves with cosmetics on dedicated servers, but we can try that. And even then, you can... I still got the problem that the collection rate is 10 per villager, so at one part you're collecting like 10,000 food per second, yeah, but it still shows you 4 food per second in the top line. So I never found a way to work around that because I didn't got into that much deeper, but it's probably in there somewhere, so you can find it easily. One last thing I should mention is how to re-import all these files into the game so you can actually use them in the modded version. So in order to do that, we are going to go for re-import 2. It's important to take re-import 2 because the re-import 1 doesn't work. He will ask us again for the BMS script to use, which is Evoland 2, obviously. We're going to be using that again. Then the second part is clicking on res.pack, which is the input archive, and the last part is the file that we want to re-import into the game. In this case it's data.cdb. In other cases it would be the sprite sheets or something you want to change, and then you're just going on to save and it will re-import it into the game so you can start playing it with the modded version. Just keep in mind that on dedicated servers and in multiplayer it doesn't work that well, only in these restricted ways that I mentioned before. I hope it helps. Have a nice day and see you soon.